greater temptation for one to do illicit things. That's why sometimes you hear, I am surprised and very disappointed to hear an article in New York Times. He blamed, the writer blamed the Shastra of Yoga for the moral decay of certain individuals. It is nothing to do with the yoga. It is because they have not practiced pratyahara. Even after the yogi completes, like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa said, what are these powers? Best thing is don't use it. They have powers, psychic powers, you should not use it. That's what he said. Because the pratyahara is practiced even after that by them. So pratyahara, what it does, these psychic powers and psychic energies, it sends it inside to progress further in the path of yoga. That is the purpose of this. That is the purpose of pratyahara. Now we go into the internal aspects. Dharana, dhyana. What's the difference between dharana and dhyana? Dharana means a total focus of the mind on a particular object, particular concept, particular thought. Total focus. It's like going to the Lord Ganesha temple and sitting in front of him and praying. At that moment, there may be hundreds of people, lot of noise, but you are not aware of that at all. Your focus is only on that. If you can develop that type of focus, that is known as dharana. But whatever you do, I'm talking now, and my total focus is on my talk. That is some example of dharana. A musician or a sportsman or anybody in any work, either the work may be small or big, their total focus and total attention to only that is known as dharana. But what is dhyana? Dhyana is filling the mind at the same time with the thought of that object on which you are attending. Lord Ganesha, only I'm thinking of Lord Ganesha only, that particular moment. When this dhyana and dharana gets together, you result in a state of samadhi. That is the highest state. When dharana and dhyana and samadhi mingles and merges, it's known as samyama. Samadhi, what is this samadhi? It's a very mysterious word. Everybody talks about samadhi. If you split it, it's a Sanskrit word, sam, a, di, hi. Sam. See, Sanskrit is the mother of Indo-European languages. All these English root words are from Sanskrit. Sum. What is sum? Total. Right. Sum, total. A, absolute. Absolute sum total. Dihi, consciousness. Absolute total consciousness is known as samadhi. Aren't we all conscious? What is this sum total of all consciousness? What is this super conscious level? What is this universal conscious level? A doubt comes in our mind. We are all conscious. Are we conscious really? Actually, we are using the reflection of this universal consciousness for the sake of our awareness. You are aware. You are aware of the external objects. We are aware of our own thoughts, imaginations. We are aware. That awareness is a borrowed aspect of consciousness. When you are aware, you are not in consciousness. But when you are in consciousness, what is the difference? When you are conscious, in the consciousness, you are not away from the awareness. You are not aware. The moment you are aware, you imagine. Remember, you are not in the level of consciousness. When you are in the middle of consciousness, you lose awareness. Nothing is existing for me that particular moment. I'm in the middle of it. This, I can talk to you all. Why? Because each one of you have experienced it certain times of your life. When you are grossly involved in something, suddenly you are not aware of it. You are not aware of yourself. You are not aware of anything. Where you are in the consciousness. That is why I can explain to you. So everybody has that glimpse of it. But can you be all the time in that consciousness level? That is the greatest thing. When you are conscious in that super consciousness, your universal consciousness, awareness goes off. We are all the time seeing, enjoying eating or touching, hearing, smelling. We are doing something like that, awareness, from birth to death, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 352 days a year, we are in the state of awareness. Not one moment we took part to be in that consciousness. When you are in that consciousness, there is no need for any knowledge from external aspects because there is knowledge by itself. When in that, there is no need for light because light by itself. There is no need for pain or pleasure because it's a bliss by itself. It's an absolute state of bliss, absolute state of existence, absolute state of knowledge. Sat, Chit, and Ananda, it is said. That is the state. Na tat basya suryaha, na shashankaha, na pavakaha, yat gatva na nivartante, taddhama paramam mama. Great, great sloka this is. There, it's not lighted by the sun, nor the moon, nor the pavaka, Agni, or the fire. Where once you go there, you don't return back because it is the greatest abode of mind. That's how it is said. So that is the union Patanjali is talking about. The yoga can take us into that level. This may look like a very tedious journey if I talk theoretically for you all, but Sri Krishna has made it very simple for all of us. He says, Yukta ahara viharasya, Yukta chestasya karmasu, Yukta sapnava bodhasya, yoge bhavati dukkhaha. Very simple, he says. Yukta is a very beautiful word. It is as much as you want, like that is telling. Or as much as needed. As much as you needed, you try to do things in this world as appropriate, like whatever you're seeing, whatever you're eating, what you're smelling, whatever you are doing, you are enjoying, whether you are sleeping, whether you are awake, do only as much as it is necessary. Then you can ask how much to eat. Eat when you are hungry, in the words of Buddha. Drink when you are thirsty. Sleep when you are tired and feeling sleepy. That is the adequate proportion. So if you do that, he says, yoga bhavati dukkhaha. This is yoga. It takes all your sorrows out. In other words, everything what we do is a karma, from birth to death. Yoga karmasu kaushalyam. Excelling in whatever we are doing, efficiency in whatever you're doing, that itself is yoga. That itself takes all the sorrows. That itself keeps us merged in the universal consciousness. I shared my views with you all. I thank the India Center for inviting me here and letting me share a tiniest knowledge I have about yoga. This is the tiniest knowledge, and you can understand how much it is there. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Rai. Thank you very much. A very big hand for Dr. Rai. So now we can all agree that the most powerful four-letter words in the English language or in any language is yoga. Right, Dr. Rai? $22 billion in the United States alone.
10 years back.
Oh, that was 10 years ago. I thought it was recent. So $22 billion in the United States 10 years ago. And we are not, what about Europe? And I heard that yoga is the hottest thing in Iran, of all the places. So, and one thing Dr. Rai said was people take a class, the next day they do it, and the third day they want to teach. And I agree with him. There is a story that there was a young man, and he says, in India you have the Gurukul system. Most of you probably have heard about the Gurukul system, where you have a teacher and the student lives with the teacher and learns. So this young man says, what does the shishya do? What does the student do? So they say, oh, the student has to get up very early in the morning, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and he has to do all the work, for the guru, and, then he has to go and study. So then they say, okay, what does the guru do? He says, oh, he just comes and teaches. He says, forget about being the shishya. I want to be the guru. So that is the situation, I would say. And also in terms of, what Dr. Ray is saying, that, just from one word, transcendental meditation became, a multi-million-dollar industry. Just Jiddu Krishnamurti, also started a multi-million-dollar industry. I sometimes feel, and I guess, Dr. Rai and some of the people here will agree with me, that, it's like the story of Aladdin's magic lamp. His wife gave away the good lamp, which was, which had all the power, and, kept the brass one. I think Indians are giving away, the magic lamp and, trading it for, irrelevant things. And as for the person who wrote that article in the New York Times about how yoga is responsible for the immorality of some yoga teachers, I wonder what he attributes all the, problems with all the children being, abused by certain people. I wonder what he attributes that, because that is, of course, nothing to do with yoga. So if that has nothing to, so how does he